when last we left our adorable heroes, you met some complications on the road.
Figured it out.
Bartholomew could not accompany you along the Cliffside Trail, so you attached a crossbow to his head.
Oh my god, I forgot about
rat,
that.
Mr. Whiskers, at the ready, should anything untoward attempt to befall the freaking Clydesdale. You decided to set the goats free, but they are domesticated and have never known anything but people. They don't know how to goat. They came with you. They did manage to save Mr. Wigglesworth's life, if only just barely.
Oh, that was stressful.
After dealing with the giant bat situation, you encountered some travelers on the road. During negotiations on how to pass by one another on the narrow trail, our adventurers got suspicious, put one of them to sleep, and swept him off the cliff. This did not go over well with Griselda. Whisper, the one you hadn't seen, demanded all your stuff in payment for the life, but was haggled down to a life debt. Haggled up to a life debt?
That's
Anyway.
down.
Put so little value on your own lives.
Well, if you consider, we would have had to fight them anyway, so really, we just got an in.
And thus you did. You got an in to this bandit camp, accepting Whisper's life debt. They led you to the entrance to the bandit camp, not without Rockslide taking out some of the horses.
And saving Griselda's life, which doesn't count for bandit logic reasons.
Correct. You were the reason that she was put in danger in the first place.
But if you think about it, were we? You know?
Yes.
And
But you go ahead.
we did still save her life. We could have just let her fall. And realistically, even without the life debt, we would still most likely join the life of banditry because it is on the way to the goal that we were doing, and maybe a little bigotry towards merchants and the people of the town.
No one's ever sat me down and explained morality to me. I have none.
Mine are oddly specific.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying mine are oddly specific.
Entering into the cave, you find that it's a narrow entrance, just big enough for a horse to get through, with jagged crystals on either side. Inside is what looks to be the inside of a giant geode, filled with multicolored light. There is the entrance to further down the caverns at the far end of this geode-like structure, and you can see the bright light beaming up from below, hitting the crystals and refracting into 1,000 colors.
Wow, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Oh, fuck. So this is like the best there is?
Well, no, I haven't traveled particularly far.
Okay. Because if I've already seen the most beautiful thing, I'm going to be really pissed off at the rest of life.
Wigglesworth brings nihilism to Genesis. Brings people to the cave, be like, this is it. Prettiest thing. That's it. Go about the rest of your life.
I'm going with the neutral chaotic. Chaotic neutral for Wigglesworth, but in a very, very, very different flavor from Prankex. They're both chaotic neutral, just extremely different flavors.
As you come out into the geode proper, there is a little wooden barricade on the inside. A guy standing there with a bow, not pointed at you, more craning, curious to see who's coming down the tunnel. Whisper says, "It's just us, Larry." Griselda says, "It's just us, Larry." The individual, sandy brown, short, scraggly hair, more than his fair share of scars around the face, but not a face that looks like it's won a lot of fights.
Well, that's probably why he's on guard duty and not actually a guard. He's just watching.
Grizz, Whisper, who are these adorable little things?
Wigglesworth will hiss.
My name is Dr. Thrace, and these are my companions.
Rippy Sock, stout protector of the forest, and apparently now scourge of the roads and passageways.
They're new bandits, Grizz says. All
I
right.
killed a man today. On accident. Perfect.
What happened to Jarek? Various replacements. Really? Shit. He's our best hunter.
He drowned.
Your froggy dad pushed him off a cliff, Griselda says.
There might have been a river at the bottom. That might not have been a false statement.
You don't know. There was a bridge that we had to go over. There's water somewhere. He fell down. He drowned.
I'm not to, toot my own horn, as it were. But I am quite the hunter. Well, gatherer, most.
Yeah, Whisper, you deal with them, Grizz says as she storms into the camp proper. I'm going for a drink. See you all at Bandit Fight Club.
Wigglesworth's eyes will go wide. Wigglesworth's words. That is really hard to say.
Larry will, let Grizz by, and Whisper will lead the rest of you into camp, still with the dark hood half covering her face, wreathed in her traveling cloak. The camp is not a large one. There's a central campfire with pitched tents around it. There's, judging from the smoke coming from the center, a kitchen tent. And out in the center, just back behind the campfire, seem to be some makeshift combat dummies and some folks either plinking them with arrows or swinging weapons at them.
Is it a bunch of humans?
Humanoids.
Yeah.
Welcome to Shadow Claw Gang. We're working on that.
Understood.
I guess that was Larry. I thought we were the Shadow Claw Bandits. Gang makes us sound like we come out of a city. Yeah, I don't know. Whisper, talk to the captain about it.
Are not bandits part of a gang?
Suppose we're a gang of bandits, Larry says.
Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
Bob will hold out two of his hands. Bob.
He will shake both of them. One with each hand.
Yes. I love it.
Larry.
I like it,
Nice
Larry.
to meet you. I'm the camp healer. We call him Lichen Larry.
Ooh.
Like moss?
Or mold. I don't know. I'm not a taxologist.
I'll lean down to Sworth. The subject of contention.
And he will nod as if deep in thought, but you can tell it did not get through to him.
Whisper will lead you down the path through the crystals. It looks like there's been, a path has been broken down with hammers and filled in with gravel. But you get to the central campfire. There are a couple of bandits talking to a man a good 1.5 feet taller than anybody else here, with gray stone-like skin, and he's wearing pretty nice armor. It looks like there was an emblem or something that was lacquered onto the front of it that has been chipped away. Looks like with some kind of blade. Our newest recruits, Griselda tells me. Oh, she didn't wait for me to explain. If I waited for you to explain, Whisper, I would never hear it. 3 for
Dr.
1.
Thrace will take a bow. Hello, my name is Dr. Thrace, and these are my traveling companions.
Watching Dr. Thrace bow, Bob will just put his top half on the ground like a straight up worm and then come back up.
All curts,
I
revealing
love
that
us.
I'm wearing nothing beneath my cape.
You are an anthropomorphic frog, so it's not exactly
Mhm.
like you've got junk hanging out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, wha-
Yeah. He'll look the 3 of you over. If I stack you on top of each other, you might make one, Jarek. What makes you think your lives are worth his?
Oh, there's 3 of us and he's dead.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We've raised you well, Bob.
Bob will smile brightly.
It's not the worst point I've heard.
Sure, I caught him off guard, but seen Griselda's face, right? Tell you who did that to her?
She seemed reluctant to talk about it. I
I'll
assumed
wave
it
my
was-
hand enthusiastically.
Well, Froglegs, suppose we could do with some fighting skill, but I don't know. What do you bring to this camp here, other than 3 more mouths to feed?
The
Well,
skill to feed them all.
and I
pretty
have a
good,
degree in
Froggy.
civil wizardry.
Oh, a civic wizard?
Yes. Dr. Thrace does a little wiggle of the hands, prestidigitation, you know.
Yep.
The prove your magic spell.
He'll get a thoughtful look on his face and nod. He could use a civic wizard. What was your major?
My major was in familiar magics. My thesis was on describing and modifying our old master, may he rest in peace, his process of awakening his familiars.
I'm not supposed to be sentient. Bobble stared deadpan.
I can assume that all of you were familiars once?
Correct. I
I'm
have
pretty
a
sure y'all
familiar
just
too, but
found
he was on
Bob.
top of the horse. He's on top of our horse back at the entrance to the cliff face.
The trail is pretty precarious.
Our Clydesdale would not fit.
Oh, a Clydesdale. Yeah, no, that would be why. We use small mounts just for that purpose.
God, it was high. What was the name of the city? Not High Cliff. Cliff
High
Top?
Ridge.
High Ridge. Thank you. We were driven from the town of High Ridge after our master died because we were not considered full people as awakened animals.
Well, most of us are considered not people because we're outlaws. So same boat there. Well, what about you, Many Legs?
Uh, Bob will start playing his courageous anthem, or at least prepare for it because I don't want to use my focus spell.
Yeah.
And then I guess throw
Uh,
ghost sound on top of it to make it fill up the whole room.
Small.
What?
You require an instrument to do so.
Yes.
Yeah, and I got thrown off a cliff.
Your violin
Right.
got shot off a cliff.
Right.
So, do you have access to the spell summon instrument, or should I take it?
I do not have that at all.
Okay, I'll take it next level.
He's still looking expectantly at Mr. Wigglesworth.
Then I will use ghost sound to make a sound in the background and telekinetic projectile to just throw something in the other direction, and then cast a guidance on the guy.
Do you need your instruments to do that?
They are cantrips, so I do not know.
Check it on the card.
Give me some spoons, man.
You could just say.
Fine. I'm a musician. I play shit. My fucking violin, fiddle got broken because of this shit.
I shot its fiddle.
Bob is red in the face. Bob is red. His fists are clenched. He is on the verge of a tantrum.
I think we might have got a fiddle on one of the raids. It'd be back in the loot tent. Whisper, you broke the instrument. Go check to see if we have a spare fiddle.
Loot
Ah.
and
Captain, they also know the location of a tempting caravan. And then she will silently skitter off to one of the larger tents.
Yes, we were sent by a traveling merchant from our ex-hometown, who sent us out this way in an attempt to gather the source of light and bring it back to him. Unfortunately, Dr. Thrace looks around at the giant geode. You said that this camp is like inside of the thing that's glowing, right?
It looks like whatever's glowing is coming from deeper in the cave. This is just refracting all of the light.
Unfortunately, it seems that plan is not going to happen. This task is far more dangerous than they indicated. But my guess is if somebody were to come back with that light source to them, he would let them join, which seems an excellent way for some bandits to be on the inside if they were attempting to raid a caravan.
Are you saying you don't think they'll leave without you?
Oh, I think they might, but he seemed very interested in this source of light in the mountains.
Well, we've yet to get the source, and it's proving difficult. It seems to be more profitable, as far as I can tell, to mine the crystals. Unfortunately, you said about animals not being able to own property. You do seem non-threatening enough that I was considering having you go sell our goods at town.
You want somebody to look cute and sell shit? I can do that real well.
Sarah Bob
Okay.
is quite charismatic.
So, on the note of the instrument, a bard can usually play an instrument for spells requiring somatic or material components, as long as it takes one of your hands to do so. So you can do it without your instrument.
Okay.
But your instrument can count for material components
Okay.
and for verbal components instead of speaking.
Interesting.
Just thought that was worth noting.
Mhm.
Is then you can cast spells, you can weave your magic into music, and we associate, especially if you're using like some type of creative.
Can't quite hear you.
Oh, sorry, I had the mic far from my mouth. It also means that you can weave your magic into your like performances, so that if you're using like a fascinate ability or something, like it's very, very difficult to like, even if people make the save, like they're not gonna think that they were enchanted
It's
most of the
it's
time.
easier to be subtle.
And I have a plus
Yeah.
7 to deception.
Yeah, like gatekeep girl.
Well, now that's something to use.
Bob smiles.
Why? Suppose you want it because it's shiny, like the rest of you. Yes, I suppose we can put that on our agenda. Do you know when they're leaving?
Well-
He said 1 week, I think, but I could be wrong. I could be misremembering. Just that as above the table, I'm
It
trying
was
to.
1 week ago, 2 days ago. It was a week from now, 2 days ago, right?
Yep.
5 days.
All right, 3 days to prepare, 2 days to get our force down there.
I wonder if we returned to town, if we'd be able to find out additional. Well, that pretty much would take a day each direction, but it would be really nice if we knew the exact route taking. I remember when I was a kid, there was side note.
You know what the destination was? There's only so many roads out of High Ridge.
Was he the merchant that was heading north, or was he the merchant that was heading south?
He was headed northwest.
Yeah,
He
so
was
he was heading northwest into the mountain towards. I don't.
Oh, well, let me get the maps out. Pull out some maps of the area. Most of them not exactly crudely drawn, but not exactly professionally made either. Here, as they're coming down out of the mountain, they'll have to come through this path. Provided word of our exploits haven't traveled too far, it shouldn't be defended.
He said he was gonna have some guards. I didn't get a number.
I thought he was hiring us for that if we brought it back.
Well, he was gonna hire us as additional guards if we brought it back, but I don't think he has many. As far as I tell, he did seem quite well off, but he was also being tight-belted about paying for our food. So,
The
it
captain
seems
will
like he
snort
might have
merchants.
been on a tight belt, right? Money's not even real. It is, but not. Grippy will scoop up some of the gravel, be like, this is real. Leaving out in the caves, elements, away from the cities and societies and their rules, only by your own code of honor. As gravel slowly sifts between his fingers, proceeds to give a long dramatic speech about the value to be found, but it's, I'm sure, entirely impossible to take seriously.
Oh yeah, especially because the gravel doesn't slip through your fingers very well because your hands are sticky.
And I'm occasionally having to just shake it out as I'm like looking at it dramatically.
Bob is also gnawing on a copper coin over in the corner. It's not helping the situation.
Well, you seem fairly harmless, if nothing else. Not a great trait I'd like in a bandit, but Froggy here certainly seems spirited. And the civic wizard's never bad to have on our side, especially if we're trying to get into the potion selling business. How are you with paperwork?
I'm excellent.
Good. I can't read.
I don't think most folks can. That's not It's nothing to be ashamed of, buddy.
Not ashamed of it. Well, I've got other tasks to attend to. You're welcome here, so long as you don't cause any trouble. I would stick away from the back cave unless you want to be put to work. Feel free to train Bertha and Pete over there. Do most of our drills. If you're looking for a bite to eat, over the kitchen, go ask Grumbles. Because you're new, you'll be exempted from lookout duty for the first bit until you can prove that you're trustworthy.
Love to work with Larry for gathering, and I have a little bit of experience in healing, mostly cuts and bruises growing up in the wizard's tower, but in my travels I did have to deal with a gruesome injury or two when I wasn't able to soothe an animal's soothe a animal's hunger without my flesh. And Grippy will rub anxiously at his side.
Bob is staring at you in horror.
I almost died.
You're fine.
He heads off in the direction of the stables.
So we live here now? Is this home?
It could be. Yeah.
Bob will
be.
start stomping out a sleeping circle. Just in the middle of the dirt.
Grippy will pull out I have one bedroll, but if we sleep in real close, and tomorrow I will make the trek back to the thing and gather our stuff. And no, getting back to town would be so difficult because what do we do with Bartholomew? How do we get him back?
I don't think Bartholomew can get here. Not unless we can figure out a way to make him smaller.
Does Featherfall exist in this system?
Yeah, but we need to go laterally, not vertically.
We need a very big tensor's disc.
Flying squirrel the ship. Just tie your cloak to your ankles.
Wingsuits.
Then we can't really get him back to town. Maybe there's a less direct route that we
I'm
can
sure the
take him on.
bandits know how to get there faster.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the bandits
Well,
were taking the path we took.
good point.
Oh my god, they're gonna get killed by the crossbow.
We should warn them if they attempt to leave. Mr. Whiskers is silent but deadly.
Maybe we go back and set Bartholomew free and get our stuff.
I think
Tomorrow?
the same thing's gonna happen that happened with the goats, Dad!
Oh yes, how do we plan to pass that troll with Bartholomew?
But if we let him go on this side, didn't you say that there was that one of the areas we passed was relatively grasslandy?
I seem to remember it was all
It's
mountain,
more
but I'm
down
willing
into
to be wrong.
the valley. It was more forested up where you were.
Yeah, so he wouldn't fare well in that environment anyways.
Lifestales are not mountain animals.
No.
I don't think.
I was gonna say they're Russian war horses. They might be.
Oh.
They're adapted for cold weather, yeah.
But I feel like a lot of Russia is flat tundra.
That's true. That is true.
I could be wrong. I'm not 100% on that, but I think there are a fair number. It's huge. It's like the size of the rest of Europe.
In general, horses don't tend to fare well in mountainous terrain.
Clydesdales are Scottish.
Why did I think they were Russian?
Well, because
Be-
also their main defense against predators and being able to be hunted is being able to make that breakaway, and in a wooded area they can't.
Mhm.
Too many
Yeah,
things
you
to
gotta
turn
have
around.
open.
Yeah. I fucked up.
Well, night has fallen. Not that you can tell very well from in here.
Can we ask around about the fight club? I want to know if that's actually a thing, and if so, survival check to find it, because nobody will talk about it probably.
As the night wears on a little bit, folks start to drift back to the campfire from their various tasks, and you see there's only 8 of them.
Can I do a perception check for the smell of blood? Or are they just fighting in front of the fire?
Well, that is what I was gonna go for next. After some chatter, folks eating after most people seem to be done eating. A burly woman that looks like she could be Griselda's sister gets up and bangs on her tin plate. By club. The rest of the bandits get into it, clapping, chanting, "Fight Club, Fight Club."
I'm gonna go up and ask if I can play the plate.
Immediately into it.
Who's up first?
I'll hop up. Might as well get it out of the way. I'm sure somebody's upset with me. And I'll say that out loud. I'll flap my knees and get up and be like, I'm sure somebody wants to hit me.
The woman says, "You're new. What's your name?"
Grippy. Grippy sock. And I'll stick out my hand.
She will spit into her hand, slap it against yours.
Oh, brilliant. That'll make my hand less sticky.
Bertha, everybody, this is Grippy. Grippy, you come up here, you have to challenge someone.
Turn around. And can I roll a perception to see if I can spot Griselda?
There's only 10 people here, 12. There's 12 people here, including yourselves. So, no, it's not hard to spot.
Well, Griselda, let's get this out of the way.
Damn right we will.
Third rule of Fight Club. If it is your first night at Fight Club, you must fight.
Try not to destroy something.
All right then. Griselda will go to the center of the circle that's forming around you. All right, Froggy, let's get this over with. And throw the sucker punch.
Fair.
Bob is holding himself back because he desperately wants to cast something on Grippy to help him, but knows that's probably cheating. You can see his little hands working.
Just a moment.
AC is 8.
AC would be 18 if you weren't being sucker punched. Flat-footed.
15.
15.
How do you tell the difference?
You take your
Just without
dexterity bonus.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Where do you get the extra 5 AC?
Proficiency in unarmored. Because I'm considered an expert in unarmored. Monks get that at first level.
Brutality.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they no longer get their wisdom modifier to AC.
What?
So so wisdom is no longer a core stat for monk. I still put a bunch in it because Grippy is a druid, but yeah, actually barbarians take that too, which I think is really neat.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting some stats here real quick.
Dizzle, we need you back in Vampire. Mama is getting fucked over.
Only my schedule wasn't so nasty.
No, I totally getcha. I just miss having you.
Terry is wandering the dream plane.
I will go find him. I will bring him the fuck back. That motherfucker cannot be gone. Mama will do ungodly things to get Terry back.
Name one godly thing Mama's done.
Dark
And
God? So I found the pattern for the blanket that's on the back of the couch in Roseanne, and I want to make it so bad, but even the pattern is expensive. So I'm like, I will get it at some point, and I will make the blanket. God, I can't wait for Matt to find out about Mama's.
You're gonna have a hard time getting him to leave.
I know, it's gonna be fucking hilarious. Everyone else is gonna have to deal with Matt. Mama will like you. Mama will like you pretty much straight off, so long as you don't do anything to piss her off.
I really hope they're doing the next episode of Roseanne so that he can get spoilers.
Oh, yes!
But we're in this game.
Yes.
But, yeah, Griselda throws a punch that just barely misses. And now initiative, which is perception checks.
18 plus
I'm
6.
actually going to say
20.
that because you're like standing, toe to toe, initiative's going to be attack roll.
That would be like just my the same bonus I'd use for like my unarmed attack.
Yes.
Or okay, so that's actually the same roll because it's plus 6. So 24.
24? Fuck yeah.
24.
Yeah.
Rolled a 19 plus 5.
Tied.
Roll damage.
7. My max damage.
Hell yeah.
Dice.
Oh, Petey. Such catums.
4 damage. As you swing a punch right back, but her second is already on the way. So you clock each other at the exact same time. The crowd cheers.
Wigglesworth will scream and go, "My dad could beat up your dad!"
My dad's
I am
dead.
emboldened.
3 of them shout.
Wigglesworth is laughing. That's a funny
Tough
joke.
Tough crowd.
All right, another attack roll.
Nat 20.
So your next strike hits first.
And 3 plus 1 times, right? Multiply strength.
And you multiply the whole thing.
Yeah, so 8 damage. She sucker punched me. Can I kick her in the pussy? Cunt. Punt.
Cunt punt. Special move.
Yeah, you know, Joan has his jockhin rock. I have the cunt.
All right, roll me percentiles.
47.
47. Agonizing pain. Blow to a nerve cluster causes excruciating pain, temporarily stunning the target.
That is 100% accurate. That's a nerve cluster. That is 100% accurate. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, that's a cut.
Stunned for 1 turn. That is beautiful.
Leap into the air and just do a quick little feather tap kick. Just like, whoop-ah!
There's a collective groan. Ooh!
Bob is laughing maniacally.
Bertha will step up. All right, looks like this one goes to Grippy. Helps Griselda up. There's some polite applause and Mr. Wigglesworth's enthusiastic yelling.
I will bow to Griselda afterwards, say thank you for the fight, for the match, and rub my jaw.
She'll say, no problem, and limp back up to sit down in the circle.
That's the hardest I've ever been hit in my life, by the way. That fucking terrible. That hurt. And I'll spit out some blood.
Do we have another challenger? Whisper will quickly and dramatically stand up. I have a challenger. She will step into the center and point and spin in a circle,
Not
and
me,
her
me,
finger
not me.
lands on Dr. Thrace.
Oh boy.
I've always wanted to punch a wizard.
Grippy
Dr.
will
Thrace.
physically start twitching.
Dr. Thrace, who was sitting down, stands up and brushes her knees off and goes, I'll admit I'm not one much for combat sport, but I do suppose I owe you one. And Dr. Thrace will stand up and walk forward.
Whisper will bend into a 90-degree angle bow.
Dr. Thrace will bow back, presuming she will be hit before she stands back up.
Make me a perception check.
7 plus 5 is 12.
You look up, and she is not there. And then she kicks you in the back of the head.
I presume I tumble onto my little bat. And,
Oh god, a nat 20.
Oh.
Percentiles.
Perfect.
Oh, that's so great. 82.
Okie dokie.
Oh god.
I shatter
So-
82% of the bones in my body.
There is a sharp pain in your back, and you look down, and there is a fist.
Through me?
Organ perforation. A fist plunges through the target's body, puncturing vital organs.
Oh, bother, I say as I fall down.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
Whisper starts screaming, pulling her hand back out.
Oh,
Larry is running
I-
forward with a healing kit.
I'm going to destroy everything you have ever loved, and I'm gonna laugh and dance on your grave. I will not be the one who kills you, but I will be there the day you die. And Grippy will turn away from Whisper.
Bertha puts a hand on your shoulder. You had your challenge, Frog. Larry here does good work. Can't say I've seen that happen before, but wizards are notably vulnerable. She looks a little confused over a Whisper, who's looking at her blood-soaked hand in horror.
Oh, that wasn't on purpose?
It does not appear to be.
I presume I'm injured again, yeah?
Yeah, it was 8 damage.
Wounded,
And,
that's the name.
Wounded, yes. But it'll crank down to being injured after the healing kit. He's using a bit of the powdered crystal in it, so the healing is quite effective. Whisper runs off into a corner of the cave.
Jog after her.
Any other challengers? The caterpillar still needs to fight, but seeing what happened to the hedgehog,
Bob will start dancing and put one of his arms up and go, I can do a dance battle.
Bob's a child. He's less than a month old.
And I still got fresher moves than your ass. Bob will moonwalk with his 4 legs.
a man stands up. It's a halfling. His shirt seems to be covered in little pieces of the crystals that he's put holes in. So it's like it clinks as he walks.
Mm-hmm.
I accept your challenge.
You? Me? Let's go, bro. And Bob will get up in the center of the circle.
Make an opposed performance check.
Fucking love Bob. I love Bob so much. He's so good.
Remember, you don't get the bonus from Mr. Whiskers, because he's not here.
Yes.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
26?
He got a total of 20. You style on him for the first round. Second round.
26.
26. Tiebreaker round.
Come on, Bob.
Another 26.
26. I shit you not. Look at it.
Okay, roll on the dice tray.
No, that's 26.
Yes. For the second tiebreaker round, roll on the dice tray.
The dice tray that's tilted.
You're both at an angle then. It'll be an uneven playing ground while being an even playing field.
22.
He got a 13. After a prolonged dance battle.
Bob is going for it. Bob is giving it his fucking all. He is pulling out everything that he knows.
It's like one of those games of horse, but it's dance moves.
Basically, he's just flailing his limbs, and he's got so many that each of them looks like a dance.
You end up doing a dance that he can't replicate because it's physically impossible for him.
Yes.
The last 3 times you tried that, he managed to find a way to do it somehow.
Oh, what, bro? You need 6 arms, bro. Can you clap behind your back and your front, bro? Come on.
There's a collective, oh, crowd.
I'm ready soon.
Bob has tears of joy in his eyes.
You
He
really
will,
style punk ass.
he will extend a hand and introduce himself as Shiny Steve.
Bob Wigglesworth. Sir Bobbington Wigglesworth. You're a cool guy, Steve.
Whisper is off behind a tent somewhere. Make me a perception check to try to find her.
Teen.
She rolled low. It's distracted.
Because of my awesome dance moves.
No, but the fact that she just punched through someone.
Yeah, Dr. Thrace hasn't gotten up. If somebody moves her, she won't fight it, but she's just gonna stay laying down wherever she's at. That hurt.
You've been dragged off to the outside of the circle.
Did they hurt their leg kicking my spiny backside?
Yes, actually.
Been looking into a way to make that a real thing. Unfortunately, it appears I would need to cast a spell.
There's got to be some sort of spiked armor that you could translate to being a hedgehog.
All of those are for making attacks. He gives you an attack you can use to do damage. I'd like it to be something like something attacks me and takes a slight amount of damage.
Yeah.
Which
I
there
mean, I would say that's niche enough to only affect unarmed attacks coming at you from behind.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah, they take a D4 piercing damage.
Agreed.
But yes, Grippy, you do find that Whisper sitting behind a tent, just staring at her bloody hand.
Tough day, huh, champ? I got my dad pants on. Not literally, because I don't wear pants as both a personal rule and it would be expensive to have them made by a tailor. But I have my metaphorical dad pants on.
We lost Jarek. Now we've got you all.
I am sorry about Jarek. Those two are my life though. And I just you all smelled of blood, and the way Jarek smiled when he said that he'd watch our stuff, I just couldn't take the risk. I was completely willing to hang off that side of the cliff and trust you all with our bags, but I just, like I said, I smelled something, and sorry.
Well, just make sure you're worth it.
Oh, we are. But I might have overreacted a bit. But you can get me at the next fight night, but I never want to see you put hands on a good doctor again, or I'll break your fingers. And I say that with all my love. And I'll pat her on the back very stickily, and then just walk off.
I'll have you killed in your sleep.
Best of luck. Best sneak win.
Well,
Grippy's not good at clearing the air, apparently.
apparently not. Threatening people does not tend to clear the air very much.
Bob has meatwad vibes. That's it. That's the vibes. Just absolutely unaware of any position in society or ethicality of anything.
Grippy's not capable of lying, he just says what's on his mind. They'll come to love him eventually, and he knows it. He has no basis for this based on the fact that there have been very limited interactions with humans, and most of them negative.
I'm fine with
rather-
humans. I went to a human college. I got a degree.
Grippy's kind of terrified of humans, And not just humans, but I guess the hobbits refer to them. The tall.
All them tallies.
Yeah, them goddamn tallies. That's why I gotta kick them in the bit, bring them down to my level.
All right. Well,
Maybe Griselda and I will be able to be friends.
Bob is going to be drinking heavily with shiny steeds.
if you wanted to be her friend, maybe you should have let her win.
I let Whisper win.
Dr. Thrace will say from the ground.
Grippy does not understand the convention of humans. I thought she got to hit me. That's more than, pretty much anybody else has ever gotten to do. Might have fucked.
Well, the day has worn on. You are all feeling very tired. People are dispersing out to their tents. What do y'all do?
I continue laying on the ground in pain.
You get the bedroll.
I am stomping out my circle in the dirt, and then I am going to sing myself a lullaby like I do. I do not know where I heard the song. It is just a song that I know, and I sing it every night.
Oh,
I'm really fighting the urge to do a bit right now.
why are you fighting the urge?
Because one of them's cute and one of them's stupid.
Your 2 brain cells?
Yes, literally. Because one of them is just leave it at that, and the other one is.
I said,
Those are my 2 brain cells. Both.
Just a caterpillar yelling that to itself and playing up.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Just belting in the middle of the camp. Adamantly screaming, "It's my lullaby!" And anyone who tries to say
To your surprise, as you start belting it, at least 3 other tents join in before somebody yells, "Shut up!"
that was beautiful. Wigglesworth will cry happy tears to sleep. It was beautiful. He knows what beauty is now.
Other people know this song too.
Bob is now very confused by that, but he also doesn't have enough intelligence to think much of it.
Yep.
He's got 11 intelligence. I just play him like an idiot. It's a child.
Well, you managed to rest. Sleeping on the gravel isn't exactly comfortable. You've had quarters at the Mage Tower and the inn. Last night, sleeping on the road was a bit of an experience, but at least you have a tent. Find it difficult to sleep with the consistent, persistent glow of the cavern.
I am telekinetic projectile as a cantrip. I could absolutely see Bob throwing something at the light while he's trying to sleep without even thinking about it. Just not even conscious.
This is the sound of shattering off of this thing.
Oh, do you have something in your ear, buddy? You got itchy.
Well, how's resting work?
I pee to pee.
Regain hit points equal to your constitution modifier multiplied by your level. If they rest without any shelter or comfort, you might reduce this healing by half.
I was down to 5. I get my con mod of 1 times my level of 1, which puts me at 6.
Yes.
I go up to 14 after a good solid punch in the face.
I'm us.
I love mascot characters. They are just the fucking best.
Is there a way to have my sheet reset now that I've gone to sleep with this website? Because I'm missing a bunch of spells now, and I guess I can just click them individually. But yeah, okay, there's a button.
Yeah, the rest option on D&D Beyond at least was nice.
I need to choose some different spells today.
I need to apologize to Griselda and Griselda. I already tried apologizing. I was not good at it.
Well,
I will stand behind you and perform an interpretive dance. Will help explain your regret.
Oh, also,
Okay.
what is everybody's experience at? I think I forgot to save after
I think
last
it's
session.
50, 250 or 280. 250.
Okay, cool. This thing on it.
Where's that picture of that cat that looks like it's singing? Because that was just Bob. I need you to make that AI.
make me a diplomacy check, Brittany.
Ah, just a roll of the dice. No modifier, just good, wholesome, honest. Fuck.
8.
8.
I was right?
Yeah.
I
I
Father.
fucking love you, Sandra. How'd you know?
I'm just unrealistically lucky.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
Well, guess the will DC one target. Guess the DC will be two. She's not trained at will or whatever. 10. So yeah, failed, but just by 2. She still very much dislikes you.
Fair.
Well, are you doing anything for the next couple of days? They seem to be planning the raid.
I think at least we need to recover our stuff from the wagon and possibly talk to people to see if anybody has a problem-solving idea for how to get Bartholomew here or what good plan would I don't know, maybe I'm gonna say we cabin down there and just stay there part-time. Oh, that actually might not be a bad idea to suggest to the leader even. Just I guess it would make it more obvious where the thing was, but we just more or less had a guard shack at the top of the few people.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be brilliant. That we could set up the shop for the potions and stuff right there. It adds to the mystique and mystery of the cave, and nobody would ever think that there's bandits there if there's just a cozy little cabin ran by cute little woodland creatures that sell healing potions. and then Bartholomew can just live at the cabin.
I've taken 2 spell slots of Summon Construct so I can summon the Fistful of Ink construct and do whatever writing it is that my new boss needs done.
You go up and offer, he'll be like, I don't need it now. It's when we
Oh.
try to go legit.
Under
We don't do paperwork.
Dr. Thrace says, "Oh, sorry, I'm new at this," and is just still followed around by that little fistful of ink until the spell ends.
I'm gonna try to get Bob to pitch my idea to the leader because Grippy is slowly starting to realize that he is unsettling to the toll.
Okay.
This is what Bob looked like while he was singing his nighttime lullaby.
Well, what's your pitch, Bob?
We are wanting to build a cabin closer. What was the idea?
Build a cabin and stable at the top of the trailhead, and it would be almost like a gatehouse for cave, and we'd be able to sell the potions and stuff out of it.
Okay. So Bob is going to reorganize himself and put on his cutest little face and talk about how they should be providing a stables for the bandits because obviously they don't have enough transportation to get around the giant mountain that's there and they need to get places. And also we need to sell things. They said they were trying to start selling things, and that's really important too. Because again, who's gonna buy from bandits? We had this conversation. Also, look, just look. And we could steal from them. We could give them a place to sleep and kill them. No one would ever guess.
Okay, I rolled up diplomacy.
Yes. The request action.
No one would ever know.
I think first you're gonna need to make an impression
Have I not?
with a diplomacy check to go from indifferent to helpful.
All right.
Features, you're so cute.
Please. I'm
You're trained.
adorable.
Feelings, you get +1 circumstances to make impression with performance.
21.
All right. After ingratiating yourself with him, he is feeling helpful. Now make your request. But
Okay.
diplomacy check.
16. What are hero points? What do those do?
They let you roll again.
Yeah, I rolled below average. I'm gonna pop one of those. Okay, that's better. Unnatural 20.
Success on the request means that they agree but make provisions, stipulations, or somehow alter the request. So he hears you out, nods. Well, I don't think you should be stealing from them if you're running the shop, but you could tip us off on particularly wealthy buyers.
Bob is nodding vigorously.
We don't have the manpower to build a cabin right now, and all the captives we got are down mining. So if you get some captives of your own, or I don't know, you got money to hire somebody, just not dipping
Grippy will get a
bandit.
twinkle in his eye. If
Not
we're able to
dipping
capture
into-
the merchant alive, could we make him build it?
Don't see why not, but if it's a bandit operation, then captives are generally for camp use. We gotta mine it. Stuff's
That
valuable as
makes
hell.
sense. It would have just been very satisfying to see him with his soft little merchant hand having to build a cabin.
Well, it might just be as satisfying to watch those soft little merchant hands hold a pickaxe.
That's a good point.
Yeah, if you can build it, then build it. We'd be willing to support the endeavor.
If we just break down the caravan that we have and then break down the merchant's caravan, we'll have more than enough resources to start building something.
Plus, we lost 2 horses just yesterday on this cliff trail. Makes us easily defensible, but those weren't the first horses we lost. We got a stable down at that cavern, or down at that cabin. I'm sure we'd make use of it.
We were
Dad?
falling. I'm not a great builder is the only thing. It's one of my many flaws. And lack of people skills.
Dr. Mom?
Dr. Mom is looking at her spell book and thinking, I suppose there's got to be a spell that would help us with this, but I'll have to do further investigation.
So I think that's a yes on our end. They haven't concretely said, but I think that means yes.
Oh, good.
He shrugs.
Bob was talking to the fucking
To the commander, yeah. No, the captain just shrugs. Not my top priority.
And what would that be?
The raid on the Caravan.
Yes.
Got another 2 days to prepare for it.
How do y'all get past the troll?
We don't. We have a ford in the river some ways down. It's a little out of the way, but it gets past the troll.
Fluffy!
Would we be able to take Bartholomew across it?
Yeah. Since it's a Clydesdale, can't see why not.
Maybe we stable Bartholomew in town temporarily till after the raid, assuming nobody makes it back to town to report that it was us. We are quite distinctive.
I have a makeup kit.
I don't think that's gonna help.
I am very crafty.
Make
You also have a good deal of cash lying around. You could just hire laborers.
Okay, but slaves are free.
Oh no, you've got to pay upkeep on slaves.
Less than paying laborers.
Well, yes, but if you get skilled laborers, the cabin won't be shitty.
It's
I'm
true,
not gonna say what I'm thinking.
but wouldn't that involve bringing them all the way up to the trailhead?
And thus exposing our position without having the cabin there.
It was half a day along the Cliffside Trail.
Oh, okay.
Nobody knows the bandits are there yet. It certainly
That's
wasn't
true.
in the rumors that you got.
Okay, so that could be, as we learned in, not that I'm sure that it's similar or that it's identical, but laborers are comparatively cheap.
It's true, and I don't think that there's a. I'm willing to look through Pathfinder to see if there's a labor prices, but I can
There
always
should
just
be.
pull up 3.5. Gold system's not that different.
If there isn't for Pathfinder 2nd edition, there definitely is for first.
When Tegan comes back, I would totally be willing to redo the last episode of the last game. And Dizzle, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I would 100% be willing to redo the last episode with Tegan and Sandra. Because they needed to be there.
This.
No, the original Genesis game.
Yes.
Because if Tegan comes back, we need to do the last episode of that game and actually do it. Me and Charles got to the end and it was great, and you guys weren't there.
I'd be into that.
Yes.
Did you find the price?
Price, yeah.
God, I wish we recorded the pit. I'm such a mindfuck.
God. Yep.
We commit a lot of war crimes in that pit for me to want to have a recording of that.
Yeah.
Skilled and skilled hireling.
I'm pretty sure that game gave me a mental disorder.
Hireling sounds about right.
Paid laborers provide services for you. Unskilled hirelings perform simple manual labors and are untrained at most skills. Skilled hirelings have expert proficiency in a particular skill. They are level 0. Skill check is needed. Untrained hireling has a +0 modifier. Skilled has a +4 in their area of expertise, +0 for all other checks. Hireling rates double if they're going adventuring with you.
Oh no, that
Would
won't be
this
happening.
count as adventuring?
No. Depends on how you pitch it, but in general, hey, come build this cabin up at the top of the trail here.
That's not an adventure. An adventure means, do I have to say goodbye to my wife and children?
Only if they get mouthy.
I am not a child. I have a wife and 2 kids. I love Chilchuck.
Huh. Yeah, no, it does have a transportation cost. Caravan, 3 copper per 5 miles. Seems very cheap.
Yeah, my fucking
be.
16-mile Uber was $30.
It seems
with
like
it
stuff
being
is
like
really
about
cheap in this system. A lot of the prices are lower than they used to be.
And it's a day travel to there, right?
Yeah.
So at like slow or at like consistent walking speeds, 5 miles an hour, give or take, right? But so that would be like about 30 miles, probably.
Yep.
Sick. So that's 15 copper. I'm just doing the math for thing.
I think one of the reasons it's cheaper too is because you're not spending gold on everything, because that's the base in D&D.
It's one of those things that
I can't think of spending a copper on anything in D&D.
for peasant stuff, for food, for a mug of beer is a copper.
Yeah, meals, a lot of stuff like thread or linen cloth, stuff like that. There's a couple of trade goods that you can buy individual chunklets of by the copper.
But it also it's just one of those things that's a leftover from 3.5, that kind of stuff. Is adventurers are just ridiculously wealthy.
And since it's only a day's travel, they might be even a little trepidatious. So I was just looking. Price wise, it might even just make sense to offer them 2 gold because that's significantly higher than what it's most likely going to cost and would probably incentivize them to might be able to buy their silence.
Also, we don't have materials. They need to buy that shit.
Yeah. So 3 gold or don't have any change at the moment. We have 905 gold in one.
I don't know how we will continue forward, but we shall.
But also maybe we should wait and read 5 days away. With that earth shape spell that you had, is how long does the thing that you make last?
Only a couple of minutes.
Oh.
It's just a first level spell.
What about with that warp wood thing? There be a way that we could at least make a temporary shelter out of the wagon for Bartholomew? Well, because it might be best to wait till after the raid for this, just because there's going to be traffic coming through there, and we don't necessarily want the workers there while bandits are moving through for a few reasons.
I'm looking for the spell right now. Apparently there's 113 first level spells.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's weave wood. I think it's saying, yeah, it just takes 1 minute to cast, but no duration. But the maximum bulk I can do is 1 bulk, and I'm still figuring out how much that is, but I don't know if that's enough. I think 1 bulk was that hat.
So an adventurer's pack as a whole. Sorry, helicopter coming over.
Oh, good, we can't hear it.
Oh, sick. The adventurer's pack is 1 bolt. So that itself is probably, I would guess, 60 to
7 pounds.
10 light items make up 1 bulk.
Okay.
Chapter 6 of the player book. I'll look for that.
You got stinky mouth. Why you got stinky mouth? Huh? What you smelling? Don't look at me like that, you dork. Lick your lips, bud. Oh, you had a yawn? That's what it was. That's why you had stupid face.
Estimating an item's bulk. 5 to 10 pounds is 1 bulk.
Hey! I am fucking good.
we'd probably need at least 3 castings of it to, well, the amount of wood that is on the wagon would probably be like 4 or 5 castings together, like 2 days, right?
Yes, but I do specifically need it to be unfinished wood, so I'd have to use the trees nearby.
Oh, not even do it. The wagon. Okay, but that's better though, because then we only need to make half a structure to at least make something semi-stable for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
From my reading, if I made it, it should just stay up. It shouldn't magically disintegrate.
Okay.
Your daughter just laid on my foot. I was walking out of the room and she laid on my foot.
I think that's probably our best bet.
This is so fucking ridiculous. This is almost as bad as the time Tegan and I spent an entire game searching for crack pigeons. 4 hours we spent looking for crack pigeons.
We got to make sure our horse is safe. And then personally, I just want to spend the rest of the time training / searching around the cave for stuff to replenish my reagent pouch.
Oh, I'm gonna be making myself a fiddle or repairing the one that they gave me.
Yeah, you could get a roughed up fiddle.
If you actually wanted to stay here and work on that, that would just because with just Dr. Thrace and I, it's easier if one of us falls to be like, there's not 3 people potentially creating a chain of people falling.
And I can keep the rapport up here so they don't steal our stuff and stab you when you come back.
Exactly. You can wingman me. Trust me, son.
Wigglesworth will give a 2-armed salute.
I don't know where you got your social skills. I definitely don't have.
He stares off into the distance. I don't know. And then he goes back to fiddling with his little hands. Hey, get your claws out of my posters, you little freak.
Sorry, I'm looking stuff up real quick.
The cats are in rare form today.
Yes.
I'm looking to see what I need to do to learn create instrument for you.
Thank you. I'm a bard, so I can probably learn it soon. I was made to be on the stage. Whether that is a stage for the theater or a stage made of bones. You'll see.
Got him. But
Bob might be a little evil.
that's okay.
Looks like I can't hand someone a summoned instrument, so you'll have to learn the spell yourself.
Ah, gotcha. Let me check my phone and see when I can get.
It's just a occult cantrip, and I think you're an occult caster,
Yeah.
correct?
I'm a cult,
Yeah,
so I can just
it's
switch
just
out
a
one of my
cantrip.
cantrips. Yeah, that's it. I will do that now. I'm gonna switch out ghost sound for now.
The rules on musical instruments don't say you can't summon a tuba, merely that it may have greater bulk.
I figure out
In order to summon his fiddle, Bob will yell into the air, "Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?" And fiddle will appear in his arms.
Looks like stuff like candles, chalks, mugs, oil, pitons, and sacks are 1 copper. 10-foot pole? Oh man, could we even hold a 10-foot pole?
They're collapsed and
Not for
usually
1
come in.
copper.
Oh,
I was
thought
looking at the
even
stuff that cost 1 copper.
yeah. So that kind of 10-foot pole would be
Mug of ale, 1 copper. Pinwheel? Oh, yeah, pinwheel. Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's gonna fall.
Yes.
Lumber for this cabin might not be that expensive. It's 1 copper per 40 board feet. Now I just have to learn what 40 board feet are.
40 feet of board. But wide board.
Did you
Is it
take the
different
Enigma
from,
archetype? You
Because
No, I
board
did
feet
not
is
take
different
anything
from
called
unsliced
Enigma.
feet.
A board
Unsliced
foot?
feet, you lose bits.
1 foot long, 1 foot wide, 1 inch thick. So 1 inch thick square feet. Wait, that's
So, what all do you want to build in this place? A shop, a stable, and what?
So beds.
You want some quarters?
probably some living quarters.
I
Basic
can't
ones,
live
nothing
anywhere that
fancy.
doesn't have a library. It's not like a bookshelf.
A bookshelf or a library, because a library is its own thing.
Well, you have to start with 1 shelf and start acquiring books. I own 1, and it is my spellbook.
Okay. Then I assume you're gonna want a basic kitchen.
Yeah,
Do we like the taste of cooked meat, or do we prefer it raw?
Rippy
Are we even
definitely prefers
carnivores?
I will eat anything.
I'll
Probably
eat like
anything.
fish stuff, but
See, insects.
And we're all carnivores.
Grippy's like a pescatarian,
Hedgehogs eat.
but I would also eat human flesh. They trade nature very little.
Yeah, it does appear I do mostly eat bugs.
You-
I will eat carrion, frogs, baby rodents, baby birds, birds' eggs, and fallen fruit.
So mostly anything that humans eat at this point for your size.
Yep, but I miss tube grubs.
You what?
I miss eating tube grubs.
Well, let's start assembling a list. If somebody's gonna make a list of components to this place, I'm just gonna use the Stronghold Builder's Guidebook from 3.5.
More of a soft hold so far, but
Yeah, it goes down to anything as small as a cottage. Andrew, you keeping a list?
I got a
Uh,
pen and paper out now.
Okay.
Cabin, action, and we can just shit in a bucket and throw it at the cliff.
Yeah, has the Wandering Gods indoor plumbing made it around yet?
Grippy
Uh,
would
I've been
refuse
trying
to
to push
live it.
that for years.
I would say it's got around to the larger places, mid-sized to large towns.
Wonderful, we're getting plumbing.
I have bookshelf shop, basic kitchen, stable, quarters. Was there anything else that was on the list?
Do we need a magic room for brewing potions?
imagine we'll make that back at the bandit camp.
Yeah. I don't think you'll need the alchemy lab. This is more of the storefront.
So a storeroom?
Yes, storeroom. So basic bedrooms. How many? How many beds do you want in here?
2. All Grippy will probably be in the stable tonight if he's staying there.
I thought we were gonna do like a inn type situation in the back so the bandits could problem after we get info.
That may be long term. A spare bed may be useful, however.
That's fair.
So maybe 3. Ed,
They come in sets of 2. So multiples
So
of 2
then
bedrooms. So 4.
2 or 4 deal.
You could start with the 2 and add on another one later if you'd like.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
These are being measured out in Stronghold spaces, which are 20-foot by 20-foot squares. And basic bedrooms takes up one of those and costs 700 gold.
God damn.
Oh,
Expensive.
You could cut down that price by half, plus the cost of labor, if you wanted to just buy the materials and have somebody build it for you. But if you're buying, if you're like having a prefab construction crew come and build the thing for you, it's going to be 700 gold for that.
we could also reduce it by half because they'll probably require a deposit and part up front and then part when it's done. So they come out and then they build the thing and then we press gang them into working.
All right. So utilizing that particular strategy, they can get it down to a little under 200, 175 kind of.
I don't feel
Well, no, because that's for materials. You're gonna have to pay for the materials for the cost of labor. That's gonna be a lot cheaper. Unless you wanted to, say, hunt for some passerbys and press gang them into building this place for you. Have them cut down the wood.
Well, we should wait until after the caravan run and see how much loot we get from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well then, drawing up plans for this miniature stronghold of yours, this part shop, part stable.
They didn't fight for us, so that makes them implicit in us using our home. Yeah, cool. We can do some mental gymnastics to make ourselves the villain in this situation.
Bank gave the house to them. We were in the will.
They didn't fight for us, and that makes them our enemy.
This is now set in Bob's mind. If you
God.
are not working with me, you are against me.
What have I done?
Evil is the murderer, Grippy.
That's what you've done.
Well, B was maybe not the one to trust with life and has very poor understanding of civilization and that means, and that apathy and malice are not the same thing.
It was perhaps not
Perhaps.
it was perhaps not the best idea to pass along the secrets of granting life to the creations themselves.
No, why would you think that? It's a great choice for everyone involved.
It's like being homeschooled forever, like the argument against it, where they're like, oh, you don't develop the social skills in XYZ. But in this case, you're also not human. So you're just super isolated.
You
You
literally
are-
do not understand why these social skills exist in the first place.
Yep.
Sounds like my life already. Amazing.
The impressive performance feat is something that Bob has.
Yes.
The next evening, when you play your new instrument,
Yes.
You can make an impression using performance instead of diplomacy if you spend at least 10 minutes performing in front of an audience. You can make
Wonderful.
an impression targeting up to 10 members of the audience who were there for the whole performance without taking the normal penalty. The number of targets increases to 20 for a 1-hour performance and 50 for a 2-hour performance.
1 hour, Bonnie Tyler and Celine Dion. We're starting out with I need a hero, holding out for a hero, and then we're going into My Heart Will Go On, and then we'll see where the rest of the night takes us.
Near wherever you are.
Your performance check.
Wonderful. And do I still get my bonus because I'm super cute?
Yes.
Wonderful. 16. I want to re-roll that. When do we get hero points back?
At the beginning of each session,
Yeah, okay, I'll burn my second one. Please. Okay, that's a 7 at least. Whew. 15. Thought that was a 1. The ones in the.
Get a rate of 1. That was 17. Okay.
It came down to 15. It lost 1 on the reroll. Yeah, it went from an 8 to a 7.
Well, seeing as you are the most harmless looking amongst, their impressions of you at least have gone towards helpful.
That's because I'm just so damn adorable. When the times come, I will beg for your lives. I may not be able to save you in the end, but you will be on my list of good ones.
The meat served that night is fragrant and spiced. There's some chopped and baked apples along with it, and some cooked root that Larry found. Says it's edible. Smells all right. It smells like it was cooked in whatever the meat was cooked in.
Yeah.
The end of dinner, compliments are going around to Grumbles, the cook. He just grumbles about it. My fault. We got it. Wander in, whatever. Stupid fuckers.
It was incredible. Smells delicious. Woke me right up out of my existential dread of taking life for the first time.
Make me a nature check. Trippy.
High 12 plus, I want to say 6. 12 plus 6. 16.
That's it.
Oh, when God starts talking to you privately, that's when the bad shit starts happening.
Yep.
That's Joan of Arc or Saddam Hussein.
They no.
Trippy just staring at the now empty plate.
Can't react. I just take a deep breath and exhale slowly. That was a great dinner.
Who else is getting up to training?
I'm not sure what training I should be doing. I suppose I could practice casting my one offensive spell over and over again on the dummies, but I'm not sure what else training-wise to do.
Yes, I'm gonna just playing my fiddle.
It's
We did need to go and get Mr. Whiskers, though, yeah? And the rest of our
Yeah.
kit, so we should probably do that.
yes.
And did we recover another hit point over the night?
Yes.
And it's your level times your constitution modifier?
Yes.
1 HP. We'll be back to full by the time we leave.
Imagine having a negative con mod. You just start bleeding out every night.
Oh, God.
Minimum 1, I think.
You just like a hemophile.
Yep.
Wait, you have
Hemophiliac.
Hemophiliac, because being a hemophile, completely different
Completely different thing.
thing. Potentially related, but I hope not.
Those should never mix.
Uh,
So out you headed back down to the base of the trail.
yeah, tied together.
Good plan. Good plan. Only percentiles each of you.
Each of us.
Yes.
It's no fair. I'm very good at climbing.
37.
I am not. 58.
Getting percentiles. 97. I had to check how I was reading that right.
Having a flashback.
Yeah, I seem to remember this is how it went last time, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what'd you get?
97.
97. And the other two were what?
30.
58.
And 37. Okay, okay. It's pretty hard to get lost on this trail, so I'm not gonna make you make a survival check. You're not gonna, take a wrong turn off the cliff. But luck and the wilds are at least not your enemies today. It is past noon when you make it to the trailhead, but you make it to the trailhead. A bolt will come flying and miss Grippy by about 3 inches. There's a squeak, which Bryce can hear as sorry.
Let
Mr.
him know I'm
Whiskers,
very
are
proud.
you okay? Dr. Thrace shouts back up.
Mr. Whiskers and Noel will come around the corner. They look none the worse for wear. What took you so long?
I will look to the others and say, we encountered some people. We're going to go meet up with them further along the crevice. Unfortunately, Bartholomew won't be able to join. There's just no room.
So what, you gonna set him free like the goats?
I look at Bartholomew and say, I really don't know. I think we'll have to take him back to town. But you, get back in this pouch, Mr. Whiskers. You did a good job. And I open the very comfortable, familiar pouch for him.
He will abandon reloading the crossbow on top of Bartholomew's head and hop into the pouch.
Yes, taking Bartholomew back to town is probably best. And because now we have 3 days till the thing, right?
I believe so.
Sounds
Yes.
about right.
But it's going to take them at least a day, possibly 2, to get there. So they're leaving tomorrow or the day after.
So yeah, we should just build the temporary shelter for Bartholomew, grab our stuff, head back.
All right. So what's the plan?
Quick as can, gather some deadfall, and well, I guess if we have, gather some deadfall, use the weave wood spell to make something that can. Wait, didn't we already make a little?
We made a
With-
hat.
We made a hat. Okay, yeah. So using weave wood with stuff, some deadfall into a side shelter to give Bartholomew like a little cave that he can be in, and then gathering the rest of our stuff and heading back to the cave.
That'd be a real big lean-to.
We built it on the
Yeah.
side of me last time.
Yeah, but Bartholomew wasn't expected to be inside.
Right.
No, it was just the goats.
We ate goat last night. Sorry, I couldn't. They just keep getting brought up, and I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh bother.
sorry. I wanted to keep that one to myself, but it was eating away at me.
There were just goats wandering around inside the cave.
Oh my god.
With Mr. Whiskers back, I recharge him with spell magic, so I can cast Warp Wood 4 times, giving us roughly 40 pounds of untreated wood to make into something.
That should probably be enough, right?
Like a lattice kind of thing, but yeah.
If we pull some existing parts off of the wagon, we can use those as the braced legs and stuff. I think we can make it do.
So the plan is to leave Bart all on his own.
How does that bag of feed look?
I've probably only got the week's worth.
I think we got 2 weeks because that's what came in our food bags, but I don't know
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, the bag that was there is empty. I imagine it's one of the 2 week bags.
Long raid is take 4 days. They're planning on a 2-day trip. I
I
mean,
think we could leave
other
him
than
here for the day or two it takes them to get here, and then they can take him back to town. Yeah?
well, we could bring him with us on the raid. We're going to be leaving from here. Bartholomew can ride with us.
They're just gonna
Very
eat
true.
I will not let Bartholomew.
all of my goat friends.
Does that mean you let them eat the goats?
They were my only friends I had ever made,
In
and I ate
ignorance,
them.
you know, I'll tell you a story about the time I made friends with a salmon. It's a very heartwarming tale full of a terse back and forth as well as seemingly romantic interest that abruptly ends with me just eating the salmon one day. Because that's nature.
Bob is now disturbed. You have
Now?
broken a baby.
Does Dr. Mom want to counter this point at all, or just leave that?
Dr. Mom
that
is paying attention to her other baby right now. It's been days since she's been with Mr. Whiskers, who's like the next step in this family. So
Yep. I'm planning that someday,
someday,
I'll
Mr.
work the spell on
Whiskers,
you
you will
too.
start getting a cut of the treasure.
Great, Bob has middle child syndrome.
Your
Rippy's
eldest
obviously got
child.
oldest child syndrome.
Grippy has probably a variety of.
Well, then, with your stuff loaded back up onto your backs, as much as you figure you can carry, what are you leaving behind?
Well,
Have to leave anything behind, or
uh,
can you carry it?
no. With as long as Bob rocks one of the backpacks, 3
Yup.
backpacks, and or sorry, 2 backpacks.
I have a backpack.
Plus,
I've got one
yeah.
as well.
So it's 1 extra backpack. Worst case, could even break a chunk off of the wagon. Use it as a sled.
Maybe not on cliffs, but I can carry a couple of points, and I've got a backpack that makes the first 2 not weigh anything.
A sled is less than 10 pounds of wood.
Perfect, because I have a few extra
That's
sacks
far up
in the
enough.
bag.
To drag it,
Is it going
just
to be
like a
possible?
board with sides that you can attach a rope to.
So any of the stuff that doesn't fit in bags, I have a couple of extra canvas sacks, and I'll literally just throw it in that and throw it over my shoulder.
So long as you've got the bulk space for it,
I do.
then yeah, trekking back up the trail. Percentiles for everyone.
No! You're going to harm my little body.
We need to be more careful with that little body.
And that little mind.
No, no one cares about that part.
You ready, God?
She's in the other room.
What'd you get?
2.
2.
56.
90.
Perfect.
I don't even know where that lands on average. I don't. That's right on the dot.
Pretty much 56.
Yeah. Yep. So just to make sure I can hear you correctly, that you did say 2.
0, 2.
Okay then.
We got both extremes today.
So the average of that is 49.3, so damn near on 50s.
Wow.
I mean, 7. Still, that's like pretty close.
Mm-hmm. To have all 3 of our numbers add up and then average to that is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nifty.
Well, 90 is something pleasant, a beautiful view, for one thing, as the sunset is gorgeous. Everybody take a +2 morale bonus on their next roll. May end up meeting it.
Yeah, I heard you say sundown or sunset, and I'm nervous. We're in danger.
I don't think I've ever had yuzu before. It is really good. Always wanted to try it.
Kudzu?
Yuzu. It's a Japanese citrus.
Ooh.
I got some yuzu soda. That's really yummy.
I'm drinking my second favorite piss beer, Yingling.
Mm. God, if I could tell you the amount of times this past month I would have killed someone for a PBR, I swear to fuck.
Gotta be a name.
You dip your paw in there, you're gonna fucking regret it.
I didn't time out. Everybody's still there, right?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm
Fell
looking at
into my own head for a
spells.
second.
So many spells, as a wizard just tends to do. Dr. Thrace is busy looking at spells.
You make me a survival check, Grippy, because you'd be the only one who's actually looking out for threats.
I am a threat.
What's that? Survival check, Grippy?
Oh, 22. I didn't know
22.
you had heard me.
You spot scorch marks that weren't here last time.
Oh,
Uh,
I will mention that.
Looks like the rock face here got blasted with flame. There is a hawk-shaped absence of scorch.
You can paint with death?
Some we show you paint. Run!
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
Oh, I was just being a goof, a chicken goof.
Continuing along.
Yeah, I don't think we have any other option other than turning back and maybe making camp with Bartholomew for the night, because it is getting later in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, the sun has set.
Oh yeah, then we absolutely have to turn back. We can't make it past the party.
We're gonna get eaten by wolves.
You see the sort of disco ball lights show in the distance that signifies that you're only maybe like an hour away from the entrance, but that also signifies that the golem is probably there.
I mean, we have the carapace, but we also don't have a guarantee that that'll work.
Oh, Pete, don't sleep with your eyes open like that. You look very dead. Oh, that's worse.
Can you re-describe this obstacle again, God? Sorry.
It's not necessarily an obstacle, it's just a scorched patch of rock that seems to have unnerved Grippy. Something
Can
roasted
I
an
cast
eagle here.
detect magic? The detect magic, see if it smells of magic fire, or perhaps it's just a mundane fire.
It has only a lingering whiff of magic. It was ordinary fire created by a magical creature.
I definitely relay those details to Grippy, and keep an eye on the skies.
Yeah, I guess we have to take the risk with the using the carapace to distract the golem, because the risk of being underneath a sky that potentially has a dragon in it for another 6 hours or something similar, whether it be like I guess Grippy probably wouldn't.
Up ahead, you hear a bleating sound.
Hootie! Bob is running. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm playing a toddler.
Make a perception check.
Wait, my son.
Perception check for the sun.
All of us?
No, just for the one who ran around the corner ahead of everybody.
17.
17. So you run around the corner. There is, in fact, a goat there.
Hootie!
You run forward to take the goat in your arms and get about 20 feet away. It's dark, more like 10 feet away, when you hear a hiss.
Goaty?
Snake. And a snake rears its head behind the goat. The goat looks up, looks over behind you, and then another head pops up, more reptilian and sleek, and looks over at you as well.
Diplomacy check?
No, we're fine.
Performance?
This
That's a manticore. I know that's a fucking manticore. I know what that is.
is not my example.
It's not?
The third head
Chimera,
looks up,
yes.
and it's a lion head.
Yes,
Well,
chimera.
more like mountain lion at this point, but yes, it's a chimera.
Manticores are what? Lions and eagles or something?
They're like people-faced lions with
Wings?
wings and the scorpion tail.
Weird.
Monsters are weird. Perception checks for everybody else at this point.
20 total.
16.
17.
Day and night must fight off the Chimera. The papa. The papa.
Oh, I love you so much.
Small papa.
The hiss is low enough that it's not heard by the others, although they are still, running around the corner to see you. But what is more concerning and gets them into a bit more of a high gear is the strange scream that sounds like a woman being murdered. Have you ever hear a mountain lion scream?
Oh God,
I can Google it.
don't. No, seriously, it is one of the scariest fucking things you can ever hear. It triggers something in your fucking immune system. Seriously.
Something in your reptile brain.
It is one of the scariest fucking sounds you can ever hear.
The goat head gives a concerned bleat.
Goody, I'm sorry! And Bob will start running in the opposite direction.
And the dragon head is going to release. I suppose it used its breath weapon. Let me check that.
How long does it take to recharge?
I'm checking.
Long enough for Grippy to get up there, bicycle kick that little motherfucker. Get that away from my son.
Don't hurt the goatee part!
Gonna hurt it all.
Bob
over
might be
this-
fried grub.
Can't use breath in 1d4 rounds.
Oh,
That's over.
It's the dragon head opens its mouth and unleashes a gout of flame. Reflex save.
Wait, I thought it had a goat head.
Had a goat head, a dragon head, and a mountain lion
Okay.
and a snake tail. Reflex save for Mr. Wigglesworth.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. We'll make that. Oh, actually, we will. That's a 22.
Nice. The DC was 17,
Thank Christ.
so you take half damage.
Oh, no.
And this is a particularly weak variation of Mountain Chimera that only got a 2d6 damage from its fire breath. 10 damage halved to 5.
Okay. Wigglesworth definitely got knocked off of 2 of his feet there. He's a little singed.
Smoking, running back. Hey, the rest of you running around, coming around the corner, see that.
And you hear Bob screaming, "Don't hurt the goatee part!" And he's crying. Bob is destroyed.
And
The
next
purpose
up,
electrical arc spell. Would the two different heads count as different targets?
no.
I knew the answer, but I had
I
to.
think
Had to try.
Yep, not quite. Heads on a Hydra might work, but this is not fair.
They have to have separate HP pools.
Grippy, the flare of flame dies away as your son, Singed, is running towards you, and you see the Chimera. The head of a goat, the head of a dragon, and the head of a mountain lion on the body of a goat, with the tail that is the
It's
head of a
scorpion.
snake.
I thought it was a scorpion. No, we're talking about manticores. They are very similar monsters.
It will know my fury.
Oh,
Fear mode Geode. Ancient froggy technique. Oh wait, I lost my grappling hook. Damn it.
You are about 30 feet away from it.
Stride javelin.
I think you only need one stride. It's only 30 feet away from you.
Oh, so stride flurry of blows.
Go for it.
You have angered Mama Bear, and now you shall know. Net.
Getting a lot of use out of this crit chart today.
Oh no, not the crit chart. No, don't bring out the crit chart. No, Bob's gonna lose it. God damn it. This has been traumatized Bob episode.
Full percentiles, Grippy.
79
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. What horror.
on me today.
Shattered ribs.
Oh.
Ribs splinter and pierce the target's heart and lungs.
So all the heads start coughing up blood.
Yes.
for 11 damage, and then I have one more punch.
11 damage is not a multiple of 2.
You doubled it.
Or wait, 5. I did 5 times 2 plus 1 instead of
5 plus 1
6.
times
So
yeah.
12.
12 damage.
Well.
Tabs. Alright.
The next
damage.
one will definitely not hit. It's
Alright.
the 12 was my damage. The second punch was 3 minus 5 plus 6. So 1.
No. Nope. That will miss. You have a third action.
Right, because flurry of is flurry of blows
Flurry of Blows is a single action to make 2 strikes.
right. Yes. Probably won't be able to, but try to intimidate it. And
Alive.
just shatter its rib and
How do none of us have animal handling?
I do, but
That's
this is
good.
a magical creature, so I don't think it would fall under
Ah.
me.
You might be able to command the goat part, but I don't think that that any command that the goat will listen to, the mountain lion will also listen to, and I don't think that you're going to be able to work either of those on dragon part.
It's a cabbage chicken fox problem.
I got a 11.
11 will absolutely not demoralize the critter, but it was a good try.
Maybe its shattered rib cage will try to flee.
Well, it is Wigglesworth's turn.
So I'm crying. I'm crying with 2 of my hands over my eyes, and I'll throw a guidance on Dad as I'm running away. And just go save me, please. I hate it here. I want a burrito.
Alright, guidance is 2 actions, moving's 1. Or
No, guidance 1.
guidance 1, moving 1, and
And then I'll put a shield on myself because I don't like it. And I will take a free action to lay down and cry in my shield.
Alright, and then Grace.
Dr. Thrace is going to cast Electrical Arc if we are within 30 feet of the beast.
You indeed are.
Then they do a DC 17 basic reflex save.
reflex save of what DC?
17.
I do not know what their modifier is.
We'll find out.
13 plus.
Thank you.
Chimera watch. 19 total.
Rip.
Boo.
And then I
Attack you
cast
with-
Shield on myself to raise a shield, giving me a +1 circumstance bonus to AC until the start of my next turn.
Wonderful. And then its turn. It is 4. 4. And then the mountain lion head lowers into a hunting stance. The dragon head rears itself, and the goat head looks panicked as it charges forward at Grippy and attempts to make an attack. Will not hit. He will not hit. Both heads try to bite you, Grippy, but you deftly dodge both of them. And the goat head will not bite you.
Oh.
Then it is Grippy's turn.
For an apology to it, as I guess again. 8.
You're a little far away from your mic. So good.
I will whisper an apology to it as I go in for my flurry of blows. My first one 8 to hit.
That will hit.
Second one won't hit. 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage.
Did you add your +1 from guidance?
I rolled a 2 on my second one,
Ah, gotcha.
but I did not add my +1 from. I forgot. 12, 18, 19.
19. Will hit for your demoralization.
Oh, my demoralization. Sorry, I hadn't.
19
Well.
should do it. Minus
Oh
one.
no, I rolled a 12. 12 minus 4, 8.
What was the 19?
The 19 would have been my first roll to hit if I had added the +1 from guidance. Yeah, I
Gotcha.
was just correcting myself.
Gotcha,
but no,
gotcha.
I get 8 for
Alrighty then.
God. It's going to figure out that first one was a lucky punch.
Wiggles.
Forbidding ward against the Chimera on Dad gives him +1 to AC from any attacks from the Chimera. So essentially 19 AC for this entire fight.
Nice, nice.
And I will. How do we get focus spells back? Or focus points?
I'll admit I'm trying to figure that out right now.
Yeah, because
I
there's something there I want to do, but
think when I was skimming through a class that had one, it said something about meditating for an hour or something like that, I do believe.
You replenish all the focus points in your pool during your daily preparations.
oh, okay. Then I am also going to cast Courageous Anthem and play a sad, mournful dirge about the hero who had to slay the innocent goat trapped by the monsters. But it is very empowering, and that adds another +1 to all rolls and resistance to fear.
Bless.
Okay. You can also use the refocus activity to pray, study, meditate, or otherwise reattune yourself to the source of your focus magic and regain 1 focus point.
Yeah, mine is playing music, obviously.
You can refocus multiple times to regain multiple points up to your pool's maximum.
Wait, is that just like a single point action that you can take?
10-minute action.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was reading when I was looking over the Magus class when I was doing character creation. I was like, no.
Well then, Thrace.
Doesn't the monster go first?
It goes first. You go last.
Oh, understood. I'm going to use a focus point to cast my focus spell, Earthworks. I'm going to cast it as a 3-action spell, creating a 15-foot burst of difficult terrain. And then I'm going to slowly make my way to the far side of that burst from the monster.
How many feet out?
15-foot burst from around me. I was
Okay.
30 feet away. I don't know where it's gone since then. I don't know how that's changed relative to me.
Griffin went right up to it, so it really hasn't moved.
Okay.
Alright, so making some difficult terrain between you and the Chimera. Then Chimera's turn. It is going to try to bite. 23 and 21.
Those will both hit.
Yes.
God damn it, I tried.
D8. 4.
Jeez. I might be dead here. Particularly bad roll.
14 damage.
Wait, where'd you get that?
6
+4?
plus 4 plus 4.
14 damage.
Oh, okay.
Because it's D6 plus 4 for each hit. Or
Oh.
D8 plus 4 for each hit.
Well, I go to 1.
Fuck.
And the goat will once again bleat in distress instead of attempting to attack you. Next up, we have Grippy.
We've still got those potions, don't we?
Oh, I do have a potion, but trying to use it will... Well, no, because I can take a... Isn't there like the retreat action where you can move a small distance, but not... but right now, if I were to drink a potion, the fact that it would be then able to move in and make its attacks again puts me at a net same of the health as what I'm already at. You know, like I have to move the maximum on a healing potion to outpace the damage. So the only thing I can do is trust the gods of the dice and go for a flurry of blows. That's what you gotta do at 1 HP. You gotta rip it.
Yep.
I'm protecting my baby. This is the gods will smile upon.
Well,
Or
I do have a healing spell to cast next turn, so.
Alright, make your roll.
Can I use a hero point to re-roll a nat 1?
That's a hard question.
You can use a wish to reroll. You could use an RP point to reroll a nat 1.
Yeah, but these are different. These are renewed every session.
Yeah.
So is an RP.
I will say that it will require you. In order
Okay.
to reroll a nat 1, you've got to spend 2 hero points.
That's fine by me, because otherwise I think I'm just dead here. It might miss. It could miss next turn. But otherwise I'm pretty sure there's a fair to midland chance that I just die. 6, 12 plus 2, right? Because guidance and
Guidance
courage.
and courageous anthem, yeah.
So 14 for the first one.
14 to hit will not.
Well, second flurry, 16 total. Or no, 17 because plus 1, because -5 plus 6. So it's effectively plus 1. And then plus 3, 18. My bad. I rolled a 15 with
That
all.
will hit.
And does the courageous thing also buff damage, or is it just to hit?
It says +1 to rolls.
Oh,
That's what I've got written down at least. God is checking.
7. The best I got. Well, second best I got.
So status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear.
So attack and damage, yep.
7.
How much damage?
And that's with the extra +1?
Yeah, 5.
Perfect.
5 damage.
No, 7. 5 plus 2.
Wonderful. All right, Wiggles.
I do not know how much it is for. I have to look up the spell, but I'm going to cast Soothe.
One living creature. Heal the target and bolster against mental attacks. D10 plus 4 hit points.
Wonderful. And what is Grippy's favorite song?
Eye of Tiger.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Then I will start playing Eye of the Tiger on the fiddle. And you're healing 10 HP.
Ooh. All right, back up to 11, baby.
Yeah.
The grip it. We do the
And
grip
then
and they.
I have one per thing. But I can't. Oh, how much is it to fire my crossbow?
It's only a single action to fire your crossbow.
Then I will aim at any part that is not goat.
It's very little, but there's a dragon head and a mountain lion head, so roll for it. Try to hit.
I'm so sorry. That one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You make
we
me hit the
start
goat in
rolling
the face, so
3d6
help me God.
times, God.
5d6 drop 2. 46 drop lowest, 46 drop lowest.
What?
No, I'm joking. All right, let me present that.
No. I don't want to. 53. But horror lies ahead.
Overconfidence. The user becomes so cocky after they miss that they taunt their opponent, giving them advantage on their next attack.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's some bullshit.
Hey, Dizzy, are you
That
trying to
doesn't
talk?
really fit.
There's
Oh,
just
I
some
mean,
sort of
I
weird
can't hear you.
interference.
Right now, but like in general, I love that.
Yeah, there's some weird feedback that's going on. Sandra can't hear you. I can barely hear Dizzle. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Perfect.
Just
I can
some
hear me just fine. But someone almost sounds like they've got two microphones too close together, but that's not possible.
Or if the headphone's too far away from the. It also might be low on battery. That's what it sounded like last time.
Oh. See, mine just get quieter and quieter.
Yeah, I think that it's low on battery.
Sure.
We are
How's this?
better.
better.
Yeah, for some reason, after X amount of time, I think I just have to like turn it off and turn it back on.
Okay.
That does appear to have fixed it. You sound crystal clear now.
Yay. Reroll the percentiles, because overconfidence doesn't make sense for the situation.
Thank you.
6.
6. Misfire. The bolt weakly dribbles out of the crossbow and falls harmlessly to the ground.
That's fine. It's because I'm crying so hard. I just shoot it straight into the ground. It was not even a misfire. Bob is just sobbing.
All right. Then next up is Thrace.
Having used all of my movement to get on the far side of the rough terrain so that the monster can't chase me down and eat me next quite as easily, I'm going to do the old electrical arc and shield. So DC 17 reflex check to resist 2d4 electrical damage. Or I suppose dodge, because it's reflex, but
Rolled a 16 plus.
that's DC 17, and it was like
Yep.
+6 last time.
Yep.
So yeah, I cast shield, and that's my turn.
Chimera's turn. It is going to try to bite the frog again. 20 will hit.
Yeah, I
11
can't
will
use
not.
my crane stance.
D8 plus 4. 8 damage to Grippy as the mountain lion head gets a mouthful. The dragon head's bite goes wide, and the goat, with a panicked look in its eyes, it locks eyes with you, Grippy, and there's an apology there. There's terror, and perhaps just a hint of resignation, as with a the goat legs scrunch, and it leaps out into midair.
Oh,
We were just too cute.
There's a burst of flame midway down,
Goody.
and silence, except for the wailing of Bob.
Oh my god!
I will pick up Bob and hold Bob in a hug.
But Bob is damn near inconsolable. He is almost rashing. Bob
That's
is
fine.
having a fit.
Understandable.
This is not okay.
Everything dies. The only thing anything does is die.
Dr. Thrace scratches her head, trying to come up with a counter argument, but cannot.
We are a terrible group of humanoids.
We're
This
not
is not
humanoid.
going well. I'm a
Decay is a
baby.
Of life.
That's your fault.
Hey, we are first time parents. You know what? There's a reason that the oldest child usually has a couple extra quirk.
You mean depression and anxiety?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. One of your grandfather's experiments, unfortunately.
Humans are evil.
Wait, did I know that Chimera then?
As such, it escaped relatively early in the process.
Okay.
It may or may not have been your father's, but definitely some biomancer decided to make a chimera.
And there was one particularly prominent one in the area.
Yup.
Yeah. It could no longer live with the violence that its other heads were committing.
It's with the angels now.
Did it practice a religion? Which heaven is it going to? Is it going to hell?
I don't think a goat will go to hell, no. Yeah, God,
Probably in your eyes. Then where is he?
It's a different afterlife.
That is Bob's question.
I don't know that goats have souls, honestly.
Oh, Bob's wailing again. Wrong thing to say.
Speaking of souls, God, have we made sacrifices at a shrine recently? So that we go to a heaven?
I don't know. Probably nature worshippers or some regional deity that your wizard grandfather prayed to.
Yeah, what Grandpappy pray to?
I think that I think that he prayed to the Child of Roses, the goddess of survival.
Understood.
But you continue after some after some distress.
It takes a minute. Bob is very, very upset.
But eventually, well, no. Where are you going from here?
Think we camp for the night. I'm not gonna attempt to heal, but doing some basic first aid and resting in the tent.
I can cast one more soon.
Want to try to make it past the Guardian.
I'm gonna say that you were able to refill your healer's kit at the Bandit camp.
Oh, okay.
Going with a very Dark Soulsy feel for those. Like whenever you rest at like a settlement, you're able to refresh your healing kit, and then settle down to camp for the night. Yeah, you have your tent that you got from the cart, just setting it up on a little 5-foot trail.
We grabbed the pet bed too, so it'll be comfy.
Yeah.
I do have a bedroll.
Is it a little cocoon?
Yes.
It is now. Well, are you setting a watch?
Mr. Whiskers can take first watch and I can take last watch.
I can take middle.
I can sleep. I need the sleep. I need many hours of rest.
Then what are your perception bonuses, Grippy and Thrace?
+5.
Mine is 6.
Okay. During your watch, Grippy, a cloaked, hooded figure makes its way silently towards your tent.
I will stand up and say, "Hi, Whisper."
Didn't return. I was worried.
Is that right? Sorry, I hear.
She whispered that you didn't return. She was worried.
Grippy will tear up a little bit. I really did want to make things right. I was worried I had really, really fucked up. And I really appreciate that. We were attacked by a chimera. I was wounded pretty badly, so we made camp for the night.
It saved us. Geode saved us.
It leapt off the cliff.
Oh right.
Nara, it's a miracle you survived.
Goat half, I think, felt bad and leapt off the cliff. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Can I have a hug?
Whisper will give you a hug.
Oh my god.
Grippy cry a little, be like, I thought I was gonna watch my child die.
Coming into contact with her, she is wiry, doesn't quite begin to cover it. She is skeleton sheathed in muscle.
I know I'm not there, but what type of humanoid is she again?
She's in. I don't know that she's specifically said.
The spooky kind.
She's kept her hood up the entire time,
Ah, yes. Wampa.
but she gives a reassuring hug that only momentarily reminds you that she could probably crush the life out of you. I also came out here because if you weren't on watch, then it would have been easier to kill you in your sleep.
I had a.
She nods, still holding you.
What's
You're not
happening
gonna
here?
stab me, are you?
I make no promises.
You tall folk are an interesting bunch. Nothing like my nothing like my father.
There are many kinds of tall folk. There are many kinds of short folk. None of you look alike.
Quite bunch.
She looks out over the edge. You said it jumped.
Yeah.
Chimera parts are valuable and occasionally delicious.
I was also really interested. I wasn't going to
That's
tell
right.
Bob, but quite torn up about it. Had that
Such
thought.
ways.
Think no way we could go down there.
Not would take too long. I'd miss the fighting. Let's hope whatever your caravan's got, it's better than a chimera carcass. I'd give it a
Sure
50
hope.
shot. She shrugs.
I'll reach into a backpack nearby and pull out a piece of jerky and 2 pieces of jerky and offer her one.
No, thank you. I don't need anything to cast a shadow.
That's interesting. Why?
Because then you're eating two things, the thing and its shadow.
Do you just eat the shadows?
No,
Oh,
you can't eat shadows on their own. She ponders this. Can you?
never tried. Only the brighter.
Nevertheless, I get the nourishment I need. Eat your dried meat sticks and mourn for
That's quite
shadows.
ominous.
I've been told. My mother once told me that ominous was my middle name. I was never quite sure if she was joking.
I think it was fortuitous that we. Oh,
If you'd
I
like
really
to,
am
then I
sorry.
can take this watch.
You know, I will take you up. Might sit here for a little bit. Been quite the day. You don't mind.
She will sit at her feet over the cliff and stare out at the dark valley beneath with you for a while.
Eventually, I'll curl up and I won't even climb back into the tent. I'll just kind of lean over, plop down, take a nap after I finish up patching up myself for the evening.
In the morning, Dr. Thrace, you are surprised when you wake up and nobody woke you up for your watch. And you look over and Grippy has an arrow through his head.
Yup.
I do?
You look over to see Grippy having an arrow through his head.
Oh boy. I look to see if I see a shooter before I make it clear I'm up and awake.
You don't see anyone except for Mr. Wigglesworth.
Am I awake?
You're waking up, depending on how loudly Dr. Thrace discovered this fact.
I'm gonna kinda crawl over and nudge Grippy.
Grippy, you wake up, sit up.
I do?
Yeah,
There's an arrow in my head.
you don't know that.
Oh. Ah. Wait, where's Whisper?
I think she left you a message as I grab the arrow and pull it out.
Bends in a confusing way that kind of breaks your brain for a moment, and then you pull it off of his head, and it's one of those hat things,
The headbands.
little bands. It's got like thin wooden lattice work. It's painted the same color as Grippy.
I see. I wipe the sweat from my prickly little brow and say it appears Whisper or someone else pulled a prank on us.
I made my first friend,
Oh, good.
I think.
Bob is going to wake up and slowly rub your back and go, "No, that's a friend, Dad. That's a friend. Good job." Now remember, she's gonna die.
Yeah, that's part
Bob
of
will become a worshiper of Jamie.
Wait,
You
does
know
that mean
Charles
I'm gonna
also
die?
has the domain.
That's
Oh
true.
no. We're immortal.
So we're not gonna, but Grandpa died!
Yeah, but I mean, there's no evidence to support that we will. We're not him.
Okay. As long as I don't have to die. Bob's little hands are just wringing together so tight right now.
I will carry Bob the rest of the way to the bandit camp.
Thank you, Dr. Bob.
It's okay, Bob. It'll be okay.
Whisper is waiting for you at the entrance to the cavern. Oh, you survived. She says deadpan at Grippy.
For now.
Grippy will cackle. I'm sure you really scared the pants off of Thrace.
Dad, I think she likes you. Work with this.
Good.
Well, Whisper will lead you all into the cave proper. The horses and everything are brushed down and are being loaded up. Well, packs are being loaded up for the morning. The expedition sets out tomorrow.
Woot woot.
Fantastic.
Going on a trip to fuck over that one guy who was slightly rude to us.
He demanded to know what kind of adventures he'd been on, so he wasn't taking you to your deaths.
But
He
from our
did it
perspective,
in a rude way.
I mean, he was honestly quite nice about it. He doubted that will be his downfall. What kind of adventurers are we? You're about to find out, kind sir.
Yeah. Well, you spend the day carousing and going over the plan. You all are to head out earlier. They have mocked up a fake gemstone, according to your suggestion. So long as it isn't touched directly, the illusion should be maintained. So they've got a little special carrying case for it. That's really just a wooden box filled with dried grass.
Well, and should something go terribly wrong, I have distraction reaction. So as long as I do a visual thing, I can pretend like I have gotten the orb somehow and we can run away. If it's just an illusion and something makes it break, I can make another one.
Yeah.
Distraction reaction. This reaction.
Well, they will in that case get you the fake bauble and send you right back out.
Can I visit healer and first aid and whatnot?
Yeah. Larry will apply some treat. Will take 10 hit points as he shows you how to use the moss and lichen that grow here, as well as the crushed gemstones, the crushed crystals, to magically accelerate the healing and refill your medicine box. And they say, we may send one of our own with you, just in case things get hairy.
That would be appreciated. We keep dying on the journeys along the cliff face.
It is a hazardous route, which is a benefit and a drawback. Like that stable idea might be worth it after all.
Yeah,
If this
I don't-
mission goes successfully, maybe we can pry some gold out of the company coffers for such an endeavor.
This does actually perk Bob up a little bit.
At which point it is 7:55.
Holy fuck. GG, y'all.
Yep, good game.
E. Yeah, I'm more of an evade tank than melee damage dealer.
80 XP from Chimera.
Up to 330.
Everybody regain a hero point.
Yay, I don't feel like a hero.
The real hero was the goat.
I was the goat!
Greatest of all time.
He was a golden boy hero.
Wonderful.
Oh, goatee boy, the pipes are calling.
From glen to glen and in canyon too. Love you.
Love you.
Thank you, everybody. It's a lot of fun. I appreciate it. And I will see y'all next week.
Woot woot.
Yep, GG.
GG, bye.